All right, so I got another reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. And I said I was gonna do another reaction to this thing, man. But I had to touch on this. I remember watching the very first couple of interviews of the sister. Like, I know this a clip from the same interview. I didn't respond or react to her original joint because I felt like she was lying. I was like, I feel like she being disingenuous. She not being genuine in her responses. But this one, I couldn't let it slide, man. I couldn't let it slide, man. Let's get into it.
What do you think would need to happen for us and black men and black women to find our way back to each other and build happy, healthy, productive relationships?
I feel like the same energy we put into everything else that we're passionate about, we should take that same energy and put it into ourselves. I feel like if you want a person to get the best version of you, then you need to heal yourself. I mean, like, past trauma, the things, like, you don't forget things, but can you handle yourself? Are you emotionally stable? Like, if something that once triggered you comes up again, are you gonna know how to handle it, or are you gonna allow that particular thing to trigger you the same way it did back then? Because if so, then that means you're not growing. And I also feel like that comes with self-love, but learning yourself. Like, I feel like if a lot of people took time to learn themselves, then a lot of bad relationships would end, because now you're attracting what you are. And I'm not saying a person.
Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. Who really the ones out here learning themselves? I wish in these type of conversations we would actually be honest about these type of situations. Who actually know themselves? Because what she's saying is true. And this is one of them things too that bother me, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like this all the time watching Kevin Samuel's show. You know what I'm saying? Once Kevin Samuel's show was on for a certain amount of time, you start seeing the women coming on his show. You to watch his show enough to know what not to say, but you're not being honest. So you know what to say to not sound like an asshole, with how to not sound like one of the chicks that get blasted. But when you actually start digging into what they saying and actually examining if they actually doing it, it started to fall apart. And Kevin Samuels started getting into a bag where he started pressing against the women that was talking in a way that sounded good. But you know, let's be real in these situations, man. Let's be real in these situations.
I'm talking about a person that is compatible with you. A lot of people date, but they aren't compatible with each other. You have a person that needs a guy that's a little bit more empathetic, but because they have history with the guy that's nonchalant, it's like two bulls, like, going head to head. If this guy knows he's not ready for a female with emotions and he needs a female a little bit more masculine, then let that female be with someone who would cater to her feelings a little bit more, and you find you someone who maybe isn't as emotional as her. So
I'm gonna just be honest, man. When you see these sisters going into this emotion shit like this, you know it sound good, because you done heard men and women say that men are more into thinking and problem solving, and women are more into their emotions. So it sounds good to say that because that's what everybody say. But when you say emotions, right? When you say, oh, you get a woman that's emotional, what the hell does that look like? Because let's be real, in the black community, when men say that women are emotional, it usually comes with anger, violence. It comes with being loud. It comes with being unruly, disrespectful. So when you talk about the emotional shit, that ain't supposed to be happening anyway. What we talking about? Dig into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. What you saying is just a whole bunch of fluff, for real, for real.
I do feel like it's learning love language, compatibility, learning yourself, learning what you like and don't like. Because the person that you dated at 25 is not going to be the same person you dated at 29 if that person is elevating. To be honest, the person I was this week won't be the person I am next week if I'm elevating. So
that shit sound good, don't it? That shit sound good, boy. Oh, but it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. The person you are this week, you're not gonna be the same person. Stop the bullshit, man. Stop. You're not changing that rapidly. You're not. You can't tell me that you examining yourself to the point where every week you a different person. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Because going back to like when you talk about compatibility, let's just be real. Men and women supposed to have a baseline, right? Everybody should have particular qualities that will make a relationship work. I don't care how you slice it. It comes with respect and knowing your role, period, point blank. Respect and knowing your role. Okay, as a man, I know I'm supposed to do this, and this. If I stop doing this, and this, I need to examine myself and get back on my track. As a woman, coming in, I need to be doing this, and this. If I'm doing my job, everything can run smoothly. That go for both sides. You should know what your role is and execute. But the respect is the issue. That's the issue. All that compatibility shit, you start to find that out after y'all find out that y'all core values are aligned. That's it. All that other stuff is fluff. All that other stuff is interchangeable. Everybody should have a baseline of knowing what they're supposed to do and respect.
Dig into yourself. Learn yourself. Learn what you like. Learn what you don't like. Date. Actually date. Don't date with expectation. I used to do that. I used to date with expectation, and I allowed myself to get let down because I went in looking for like, is he a...
That's what the fuck you supposed to do. Why would you go in a situation not expecting anything? That's how you get into situations where your ass been a girlfriend and a side piece for 6 years. You cut the bullshit out when you go in expect, hey bro, I want to be married. Are you a husband? Yes or no? You start asking questions that a husband would know the answers to. If he can't answer those things, it's over. Move on. You hear women go into this bag like those things are not supposed to be put out there. Women need to stop saying this stupid shit. This is why y'all fathers need to be in charge of this, because your father not finna sit you down in front of no nigga with no expectations. Hey, what are your plans with my daughter? What are your 5-year plans? What are your 10-year plans? What are your core values? Have you ever been to jail? Have you ever put your hands on a woman? Have you ever done drugs? What type of parents did you have? Did you go to college? What did you study? These are questions that you're supposed to be asking. Do you want to be married? What you think about kids? Do you have patience? But if you go into it with no expectations, let's just be real. You hoeing yourself out. Because you finna go into these situations, y'all just vibing, y'all just going with the flow. You having sex, as soon as something happen, hey, I don't really like this situation no more, I'ma move on. It's whoredom, period. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of women saying this stupid shit. This is dumb. Please understand how dumb this is. You supposed to go in situations, if you going into a situation, if you want to be married, you shouldn't go into a situation not expecting anything. That's dumb. You're supposed to go into it with a purpose. Okay, the purpose for us even coming together and meeting and going on this date is to figure out if we align. Do you want to be married? Yes or no? Do you want kids? Yes or no? What do you believe in? These are the type of questions that y'all supposed to be asking. Why would you go on a date with a nigga that you don't care to see what he about? Oh God.
That's not where that starts off. It starts off with friendship. So can you even have a conversation? Can I be around you for hours and hours at a time when we not saying nothing and be aggravated? Like, can we not talk and me just be happy around you? Can we?
Oh God. What do people think marriage is? For real. What do people think marriage is? When are you ever like, I'm just being honest. I've been married for like 6 years now. There's not often where me and my wife is just sitting around for hours. What type of marriages are y'all talking about? What type of situations are y'all talking about? Now, obviously, the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, shined a light on that shit. Well, a lot of people, when they was forced to spend that type of time with each other, they broke up, you know what I'm saying? But then you also seen a lot of people, once they was put in them environments where you had a bunch of time, a lot of babies was created from that. So let's be real. If you don't have the emotional fortitude to discuss issues in a proper manner, that's when you start seeing issues. Because if y'all been together this whole time, y'all should be able to spend, what you say, hours together, right? You're supposed to be able to do that because y'all actually like each other. Y'all actually know how to, okay, when this happened, I need to do this. I'm gonna have some respect in this conversation. But that don't happen most of the time. Let's be real. During the pandemic, when everybody was forced to spend hours with each other, it was a lot of disrespect going on in them households. It was a lot of arguing going on in them households. It was a lot of things that they had been thinking for a long time coming out in them households. Let's be real. It's about honesty, man. A lot of people, they live in they going into these situations with no expectations. So you get into a relationship with a person that you really don't like, but y'all been in it for years. But you knew you didn't like that nigga on the first, second date. But you didn't have no expectations. I'ma just go with the flow, right? All right. This stuff don't make no sense.
Have a talk, and then we get excited because we mentally here. A lot of people don't be mentally connected. They just be physically connected. So that's why a lot of things don't work. I feel like, honestly. If you were mentally connected with someone, I mean, think about our mental health. And when we're not feeling the best, and when we're thinking negative, or when we're down on ourselves, or when we don't know if we can actually accomplish something, that can mentally take a toll on us. So if we're not right mentally, and we know how that throws our day off, why do you not think you need to be mentally like compatible with the person you're talking to? So
what do you think?
Oh, what the fuck she talking about? Hey, if y'all understand what she talking about, man, put it in the comments, man. Please put it in the comments. Please put it in the comments. Like, I don't know what that look like in real life. What does that look like? What does that look like? Because when I hear mentally compatible, right? When I hear mentally compatible, this is what I hear. This is what I hear when I hear mentally compatible. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So when the scriptures say, do you have a wife after your mind? She is supposed to be on your program. Whatever you got going, that's what she's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to help you with whatever path that you on. That's her role, is to assist you in where you going. Do you have a wife that's after your mind? She is fully on board with the mission that you own. He said, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So if you got a woman that light means stupid, light means she's not very bright. If you got a woman that's gonna tear down your damn mission, the scripture's telling you don't be with her. Don't give yourself to a light woman. Don't give yourself to an overly emotional woman that'll tear your fucking kingdom down because she emotional. So what are you talking about? Because with all the stuff you just said don't make a lot of sense in the real world. Because you talking about emotionally compatible. If you depressed to this point, you should be seeking help. You shouldn't be trying to be with nobody. Mentally stable people should be with mentally stable people. What you just described is not being mentally stable.
Individual. And let's just talk about you as an individual.
Okay.
What do you think is left for you to do, or work that you need to, inner work you need to do to attract the caliber of man that you might want?
That's a great question.
Just keep heightening my vibration. Just not focusing on finding a man so much and focusing on myself. Because
let's run it back. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to the question that this man asked this sister, man, and listen to this response. But men are supposed to choose the spouses, man. Let me just be real. Her father was supposed to be over this. Her father was supposed to be in charge of this. I want y'all to listen to the question that he asked this sister, man. And listen to the response that she gave.
like compatible.
Listen to this question,
with the person
man.
you're talking to.
So what do you think you as an individual, and let's just talk about you as an individual.
Okay.
What do you think is left for you to do, or work that you need to, inner work you need to do to attract the caliber of man that you might want?
Just keep heightening my vibration. Just not focusing on finding a man so much and focusing on myself. Because when you focus on a man or wanting a man, then typically you run into the ones that you're not supposed to run into because you're so focused on it.
No. What you said is not true. What you said is not true. It's women who are mentally stable, who are good women, who focus on getting a man, and they get exactly what they want, and they end up being happy with it. But this the problem. All women think they good women. That's the problem. That's the problem. This man asks you, what is something that you personally need to work on so you make yourself ready for the man that you feel is worthy? You talked about some fucking vibrations. Woo! Oh my God, boy. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. You, listen, man. Listen. You should work on yourself. Past that, we talking about character flaws. You should start checking out your character flaws. Your vibrations. Like, let's just say, because I watched a little bit more of his interview, right? I just started it out. You talked about, we was basically saying the black man said that you're overly dramatic, right? You saying the black man said that you're dramatic. You should work on that. Because let's be real. I said this before in a smaller little clip that I did. Ain't no black man leaving you because you happy or overly joyful. They're not doing that. When the black man calling you dramatic, it's because your ass is too loud, you being disrespectful. Let's be real. We ain't finna play these games, man. But you said she gonna work on her vibrations. I'm gonna just tell you straight up, that's not gonna help you, sis. Because the reason why you running into the men that you running into is because they show you who you are. It is what it is.
I heard a guy speak yesterday that said when you focus on something so much, sometimes you can actually push that away. So when you're focusing on a guy so much, then every guy that comes by, you're auto, is this it? Is this one it? Is this one it? And then they're like, oh, he's not it. I'm so sick of dudes. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm just tired of it. I'm saying this because I've been in the shoes saying this stuff. I'm so tired of guys. Like, I'm just over it. I keep dealing with these same type of guys, but
So you telling me that your vibrations is a certain, right? Because I feel like in the doctrine that you go by, in the way of life that you go by, you go off vibrations attract things to you, right? If you are attracting the same guy, you not changing. Like you claim, like you said, you're not gonna be the same person next week that you are this. Your speech is lying. Your speech is telling on you. Your speech is giving you away. What you saying don't make sense. A person that's really a good listener who actually paying attention to what you saying, you contradicting your shit. You contradicting yourself all the time. If you running into the same dudes, it's because you're the same chick.
it's like, don't focus on that. Just focus on your goals, what you're trying to do. Keep elevating. He's gonna come. He's gonna come.
He not.
He might be watching you.
Though.
You don't even know he's watching you. But he's just observing how you move. Keep striving. Keep pushing. It's gonna eventually happen. The thing is, we be wanting it to happen on our time. And that's not how the universe works. It's not your time. It's when you're ready for that. We be...
Oh my God. The way women explain these situations, they explain it like they don't have no... It's not up to them to make these situations come to pass. Like, it's like it just happens. That's not life. And when men hear y'all talking like this, we know that y'all full of shit. We know it. It's women right now in their 30s, 40s, 50s that had the same mindset. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. And it didn't fucking happen. You working on yourself, but listen, it's qualities that you need to be working on that help you work in a couple. It's qualities that you need to be working on to help you in cultivating a relationship with another person. If you just focusing on yourself, you are not cultivating those skills. You are not. You can't do it. So being a mindset like it's just gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. What's gonna happen is you're gonna keep on running to these dudes, they're gonna bend you over, they're gonna send you on your day. We're gonna keep it a stack here. We're not gonna lie. We're not gonna play all these different word games. We talking about real life.
One of the stuff that we're not ready for, because if you get that good man that you asking for, you get that good woman that you asking for, are you gonna be ready for that? We don't always be ready. We be thinking we be ready because that's what we want. But that's not what we need at the time.
So some women are 40, 50 years old.
Oh, damn.
And are waiting. And it's not just like a waiting because I know I deserve better. It's also an overestimation of what you actually deserve, quote unquote, like on paper, right? So you'll have, because I think what happens is women grade themselves on a masculine curriculum. So they'll say, for instance, I have a master's degree. Men should think I'm more attractive. I make 6 figures. Men should think I'm more attractive. I have more wisdom. I have more experience. Men should think I'm more attractive. When the reality is those things make you less attractive to men, actually. So why do you think so many women go into their old age still evaluating themselves on a masculine curriculum and waiting for this man, this mythical man, to see her?
Because women have been taught to be strong Black women, and they've been taught that they don't need a man till they get to the point where they realize, like, okay, now I'm ready for a man. But when they're ready, they're looking at the younger version of themselves, and it's like, you're not that person anymore. So you need to date within inside your range. But a lot of people like to date outside their range because they're not actually looking at themselves. Like, that person that you think you are to offer, you aren't actually that person. So you probably need to date someone that's more compatible with you. Like, for instance, if I'm a 48, 49, 50-year-old woman, but and I'm like, I'm attractive, but I don't necessarily look how I did when I was like 29, but now I want a dude that look like that and have it all together. It's like, well, a lot of people go for people that aren't.
Let's keep it a stack, cause she not being honest. Let's keep it a stack. We all know Black women that's in their 30s, 40s, 50s that still fine as fuck, and they single. Why? Because you're still a horrible person on the inside. You're still a horrible person. It ain't about how she look or the type of, it's because she's a bad person to be around. She's not a pleasant person to be around. Let's be real. She waiting because she feel like the man was the issue. And then go back to what I was saying earlier. Women don't look at themselves internally. What are the character flaws that I have that make me unpleasant to be around? Yeah. Who cares about character flaws when they're having sex? The character flaws come into play when I have to have a conversation with you. When we gotta sit here and we gotta go through these different issues and problems that happen in real life amongst couples. It ain't about the quality of dude that she want for real. Let's be real. A lot of women come in contact with dudes that's very on point, but she's still not that good of a person. Let's keep it a stack. Let's be real.
Tell the truth.
A lot of people do go for people that's outside their league because they think that they are higher than they actually are, and then get disappointed when it don't go that way. But you was reaching too high for the stars. And I'm not even saying by looks, even what you have to offer. Age doesn't mean that you have a lot to offer. Age is just age. It's a lot of people that's 45, 48 and still don't have it together. But then it's women that's 32 that do have it together. So
I actually want to get that out the Bible right quick. Because as a young man, we see this all the time where people think that just because they got more years than you that they, they understand life a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, especially in the Black community, when you look at some of these older men, some of these older women, they ain't got it, man. This is Job chapter 32, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. I said, days should speak, and a multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. So a lot of times, when you look in the Black community, you know what I'm saying, there's a disconnect between the older generations and the younger generations, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, especially nowadays, the younger generation can look at some of our, people that we supposed to be looking up to in terms of generation wise, and we see that you ain't got no damn wisdom, man. We see it. We can see that you don't have no wisdom. So it's hard to follow you when I can see that you keep on making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's like some of these sisters. I see these different, content creators, especially some of the, women on TikTok, Instagram. You up in age and you still talking about this stupid shit. The scriptures say days should speak and a multitude of years should teach wisdom. But a lot of these people, they got all these years, they 40, 50, 60 years old, and they ain't got nothing. They ain't got no wisdom to give you. And that's why I feel like a lot of the sisters be getting messed up, because I feel like it's more dudes up in age that's giving you the real game and telling you, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. Being firm and, hey, as a man, you need to be doing this, this, and this. Leading women along until you do this, this, and this. What are women that telling the women, you need to lead the men along until you do this, this, and this? It's not happening, man. It is what it is.
No matter how old you are, a man is not going to want to date an intellectually or immature, emotionally immature female. It doesn't matter if you 30, 40, 50. And I'm talking about a man. A boy, he'll put up with it because he can be like, I'm just about to go to my other shawty house. When you calm down, I'll be back. But a man is not going to deal with that. Like, a man, because his peace matters.
So since we know like a man isn't going to prioritize your master's degree or your experience or your 6-figure job, what do you think that type of man does prioritize when he's looking for a woman?
It's a good question. It's a good
Depending
question.
on the guy, but
Typically.
do I feel like you will make a good wife? Do I feel like you'll make a good mother? How do you make me feel? Do you bring me peace, or do I feel like you add more to my stress? I feel like those are the top 3.
And this go back to what I was saying. I feel like the brothers been making content to enough that the women know what to say. Are they applying it? That's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? like the verses just came to my mind. It said, "Not the hearers of the word that'll be justified, but the doers will be justified." You can't just be listening and understanding what the men want. You have to do it. All right.
Yeah.
Damn. I ain't got nothing to say, yeah? You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
To me, this is like cheating on a test. You know what I'm saying? You know the answers, so you know what to say. But when you get later on in her, you know what I'm saying, later on in her interview, she started explaining and she started speaking in a manner that tell you she don't really be doing the stuff that she know. But you know, I'm gonna end the clip right there. I might, you know what I'm saying, I might break this up into multiple pieces, man, because I know I've been on this for a nice little minute now. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like, if I'm wrong, let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like somebody said was wrong, tell me in the comments that what I said was wrong, man. Just let me know. Because I feel like with the sister, I understand what she doing, but nah, that ain't it, sis. That's not it, sis. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.